Hello, friends. Welcome to part 2 of your reading lesson today. In part 1, you talked about Owl's feelings, and now in part 2 with Miss Pierce, you're going to come up with what you think the important message of the story is. So, after you do that, then she will review about your focusing question task and the writing that you're going to be doing or have already done. Then, when you are done with that, it is time for you to complete your assignment. You will go to this next slide right here. And this is where you will insert either a picture of what you wrote down was the important message in your journal and insert that picture here on this slide. Or you can just type right into this box, into this line, what you think the important message is. After you do that, you'll go to the next slide and it says, insert a picture of your writing on this slide. Remember, if you can't see it, your teacher cannot see it either. So make sure you do a really clear picture so we can see all your hard work. And then you are on day 4 of fluency. So friends, that is your lesson for today. Keep watching the video to find out the important message with Miss Spears. Get your work turned in, and we'll see you tomorrow for reading. Have a great day.
Welcome back, friends. Welcome back, friends. Now you're going to have the opportunity to think about the important message or lesson of the text. What did you notice about how Owl and Winter act together? One more time. What did you notice about how Owl and Winter act together? Think. Now, share your responses with your learning partner or just share aloud. Here are a few things that I noticed about how Owl and Winter act together. I noticed that Owl was nice to Winter, but Winter messed up his house. I also noticed that Winter wouldn't listen to Owl, and Winter was a bad guest. I also noticed how Owl didn't like how Winter behaved. Did you notice some similar things? Now, what do you think the important message or the lesson of the text is? What do you think is the important message or lesson of the text? Share your responses with your learning partner or just share aloud. I really wish I could have heard you share what you thought the important message or lesson of the text was. Here are a few things that I thought. I thought that just because you're nice to someone doesn't mean they're going to be nice to you. Or another important message could be, it's hard to control some things. Are those similar to what you thought? You may have an opportunity to do more work with the important message with your classroom teacher. Now, friends, you've already had a chance to begin planning part 1 of your third focusing question task in the previous video lesson. You had an opportunity to use your story map to orally rehearse your own story about a new problem that Owl has with the wind. Let's review the directions for the focusing question task. Write an original narrative about the character Owl from Owl at Home, the guest. Part 1. Imagine Owl has a new problem with the wind. Write a story describing how Owl responds. Select one of the problems listed below for your story. The wind is too hot. The wind is blowing rain in the house. The wind is blowing Owl's papers all over the house. Checklist for success. Be sure to include all of the following in your story: a story map to plan your story, words that describe how Owl feels and what he does in response to the wind, words to show the order of events. When you are finished, use the narrative writing checklist to revise your writing. Okay, now that we have reviewed the directions for your third focusing question task, what I'd like you to do is get out your completed story maps that you completed either in your journal or on handout 18B. Did you get them? Okay. You have already done so much of the hard work by planning your story. The main character of the story will be Owl, and the setting is Owl's house. And the map that you created will remind you of the choices that you made about the problem, Owl's response to the problem, and the resolution of the story that you're going to write. Now, you have a few resources that you can use to help you as you complete your third focusing question task. You can use the feelings chart that you see on the screen or the one that was created with your classroom teacher to describe how Owl feels when he responds to the problem and when the problem is resolved. You can also use the words on this chart to let the reader know the order of events in your story. You can also always rewind the video and come back to these charts if you need the words to describe feelings or words to help the reader understand the order of events in your story. Okay, friends, now that you know what you're going to write and the tools you can use, your classroom teacher will tell you where to complete your work. All right, awesome first graders. Nice job identifying the important message and reviewing your story map. Next time, we'll reflect on the knowledge and skills you've learned. But until then, be kind and do something great because you are capable of greatness.